Hi everybody, it's Patty again, and I'm going to show you how to make this rose. This is off of the altered book I did, and I had a couple requests to show how I made it. So right here, what I have is 7 of these flowers. I don't have this punch, but my friend Fred does, and she sent me a whole bunch of them. Thank you, Fred. I'm sure you could use any 5-petal flower die cut or punch. They all work the same. I do like this one because it does have the more rounded, and there's like space in between each petal, so if you can find one similar, it would work. First thing you are going to need is a pair of tweezers, and I use the real, you can see it's like a real fine tip on the end. That's what I used. And one of these styluses. What I use that for, and if you don't have one, you don't have to use it. The flower will still turn out. But what I like to do is to the center of my flower, just so I get a good curl, is I like to rub it just like this. And you can see how the flower's curling up? That kind of gives you your natural, a more natural cupping of the flower. So I'm just going to do it to a couple of them, because I don't, like I said, you don't have to have it. I just like to use it. It just really, I don't know, it just helps, I guess. I don't even know why I use it. I just like, because it makes a perfect, like, cupping. And you don't have to do it a lot. I just, like I said, like to get a little shape from it. You can also do it to the petals if you'd like. It just kind of curls, gives it a more natural tip on the edge of that. Kind of curls the petal out a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to see, but it kind of gives like a little cupping effect to the petal. So, let me just do that real quick. I'm just going to finish these up. Oh, this one's going to be difficult. Sometimes you get ones that are difficult, but that's okay, it'll still work. So what I like to do is I like to find the one that cupped the most, and that's going to be my center of my rose. And now with your tweezers, you're going to pinch the tweezers right in the center of each petal. See how I have that? And you're just going to take your fingers and just give a nice little pinch. You don't want to like totally crease it. You just want to make it so the flower petals kind of curl in. And you're going to do this to all your flowers. And I know somebody has done a video on this, and I feel like I'm stealing somebody's thunder, but and I can't remember who had a YouTube video on how to make these flowers, but if you watch my videos, please leave a comment so I can give you credit. I don't like to take other people's credit if they've come up with this. And there are quite a few on there that show you how to do this. So you're going to do this to every single one of your flowers. Okay. Oops, that one didn't quite What the heck? Okay, let's start over again on that one. Okay. It doesn't want to. That's okay. We'll make it work. Oh, and before you start doing this, you notice that all my flower die cuts are colored. You're going to want to color both sides. See? I have both sides colored. And pick your favorite side. See, I picked the wrong side. I should have picked this side, but that's okay. I'll have a different look. What I used to color this is the Moon Shadow Mist, and that's from LindyStampGang.com, and this is the Violaceous Violet, and it gives you the two-tone effect. Alright, so once you have all your petals done like this, and this takes practice, ladies. It took me a while to have my roses turn out the way I like them, and that was just playing around with them and trying to get them to look nice. And it's weird, but every single one of these flowers that I make, they always come out different. I can't make two the same. Although I do it the same way every time, it just seems to come out differently. Okay, now all my petals are cupped, yeah, they're cupped, folded, I don't know, creased, one of those terms. Okay, so now you're going to need your Scotch Dry, the Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive. I'm sorry, I can't talk today for some reason. I feel like I'm tongue twisted. Okay, so you're going to take your flower, one of them, and you're just going to fold it up, and sometimes it cooperates. Sometimes you gotta play with them. Okay, you're gonna make a little cup. See my cup? See? There's a little cup. And you're just gonna kind of roll it between your fingers until you get like a bud shape. So that's my bud. So what I'm going to do is, don't let go of it. You got to get your quick dry adhesive, because once you let go of it, it'll open up and that'll be the end of it. So you're just going to strategically place some quick dry glue just to hold the petals, kind of hold this cup shape. So I got one glued, and the glue over here, and I just go around and till I can, whoops, and you don't need very much of this glue either, just a little dot, and just hold it for a second, just so the glue has a, whoops, that didn't adhere, sometimes they don't. There we go. Well, it's not going to stick. Okay, let me glue the other side. And sometimes you'll find that you have to, find other places to glue, because it doesn't like to cooperate, but that's the fun of making these kind of flowers. Just trying to hold it so it'll... Okay, that's holding. So now you're going to take your next die cut flower. And what I like to do is, like, here is, I don't know if you can see that, this is just one petal here, so I can stagger the petals. I'm going to line that petal up right in between these two petals. Do you see what I'm doing? Okay, so that's got to get glued down. So you're going to put a little dab of your quick dry glue in the center. Oops, I just dropped my, like my squeaky chair. Oh no, I dropped my center and I can't find it. Isn't that funny? I don't know where it went. And it's a dark color. Oh, there it is. Okay. So then in your center, in the center, you're going to line up your petal, like I said. So it's in between these two petals. And you are going to stick this down in your center and hold it for a few seconds so the glue has a chance to tack up a bit, because you're going to be fussing with it. Okay. So now you're going to take this and you're going to do the same thing. And sometimes it'll stick. Sometimes it's easier to do it right on the surface. Now see, I folded the petals up and cupped it. So you can see it's starting to make the rose. And here again, same thing. Go in, put your glue. Try not to get the glue up by the top of the petals, because when you're all done making this rose, you're going to take your tweezers again and fold the tips down to make the rose shape kind of thing. And I might have to do a two-part video on this, ladies. See, I put 2 more spots of glue just so it'll hold. Some days when I'm not in the mood to like start a new project, or just not in the mood to actually create something, I'll just sit down and make these flowers and have them on hand. So when I do projects, I have them to use. So then you're going to get another flower, and it's just the same thing over and over again until you use up all your petals. And you're going to want to find, like, here is one petal, and you're going to line it up in between these two petals. So you're alternating your petals. And I just hold it there for a few seconds. Okay. And then as you're pressing down in the center, start folding up your petals. Okay? Just like that. So then you're going to glue these petals down. And you're just going to keep going, and I'll be back and show you the finished product, and I'll show you how to fold the ends of the petals down. Okay? Okay, so now I've glued all of the flower die cuts on. Now the last 3 of the die cuts, I didn't glue the petals like I did to the center. I just kind of went, when I put it on, I folded the flower up just like this and held it down in the center with my thumb and just kind of went around and squeezed the petals. That kind of gives, it curls up the petals, but you want the fullness, so you don't want to glue your petals down. Okay, so now you're going to take your tweezers again, and you're just going to take the tip of the petal. You see that? It's just a tip, and you're just going to start curling. And this is just, you know, to your own taste. You can give them just a slight curl. You can give them a more of a, you know, real tight curl. Like this. You can curl them all the way down and give it a nice little curl to them. It really doesn't matter. It's to your own taste, what you want your rose to look like. And I think if you don't curl them, it kind of looks like a water lily. I think that's what they're called. So yep, just go around each petal and give a curl with your tweezers. I'm trying to do this in camera, but I tend to get wrapped up in what I'm doing and I go off camera. I'm sorry. I just kind of willy-nilly it. I'm not big into making sure they're all curled the same way and have the same amount of curl to them, because roses naturally no two are alike and they're not perfect. Oops. Sometimes you tear it. Just have to be real careful. And then when I get towards the center, I tend to, let me see if I can find one here. Okay, so I tend to take, I'm going to have to turn it this way. I tend to take the tweezers in on the side and give it a curl on the side instead of the top when you get towards the center. See how that looks? It just looks, I don't know, I think it looks more natural, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so and once you curl all the, okay, I'm sorry guys, I forgot to take off my last video that I did, the tea dyeing video, and my camera card got full. But I was just, where I left off is we were curling petals. I gotta curl this one right here down. There we go. Oh, this one's not sticking. Okay, sometimes you have that happen where all of a sudden your center just decides to come undone because you're playing with it, and you just gotta glue it back. It's no big deal. You're gonna have that happen. Like I said, this isn't a perfect little science. I guess it's all in what you make of it. Okay, so that's what I did. Get on camera here. See, and it looks totally different from the one I showed you that was on my altered book, but you can use less petals, you can use more petals, or, you know, more die cut. It's up to you. Different sizes. You can make itty bitty baby ones, and I'll show you. I got one that I made. There's a rose and it's white. I know you guys are probably having a hard time seeing it. But I actually used two different sizes for this. I used a tiny punched flower, and then these were all the next size up. And then for the bottom, and you can do this to the big flowers too, what this is a snowflake punch. And I'll use it as my base. and I'll stick the first flower down on there, and then build my flower up the other way instead of the way we did it. First we did the bud, and then we worked our way down to the last row of petals on the bottom for this rose. This one you work backwards. You work from the bottom to the top. Okay, so you can make them all different. If you use less punched flowers, then your flower is going to look different, of course. This one that I did, that has this one right here. Oops, let me move my flower here. This one right here, I think that's 5 of the punched flowers. I used 5 of them. This one was 7, and it's bigger. It's a lot bigger. And like I said, like, I need to play with this a little bit more, and that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to play with it, and sometimes like your center comes undone. See how mine's like open? I'll actually, because it's loose, I'll probably pull it out and fix it and put it back in. But you just play. That's all you have to do. It's like really super simple to do this, and I know it does take practice at first to get your hands to work the flower to make the rose. But once you get the hang of it, and if you keep practicing, it comes really super easy. And like I said, for some reason they all come out different. So don't get discouraged if your flower doesn't look like my flower. Okay? I'll just show it to you again. Alright? Well, I hope that helped you guys. And if you have any questions, you can always leave me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If there's something in the video you didn't understand, you need me to do, a little more in-depth video, just let me know. I'll do it. I'm glad to do it. Okay, thanks for watching.